And welcome to Tomasello Winery's virtual wine tasting. Today we're going to uncork and unwind by sampling 4 of our Palmaris Reserve wines, starting with our 2017 Outer Coastal Plain Pinot Noir, then our 2017 Outer Coastal Plain Merlot, followed by our 2015 Outer Coastal Plain Cabernet Sauvignon, and finishing off with our 2015 Outer Coastal Plain Petit Verdot. For this wine tasting, you'll need the following things: 4 Riedel glasses, a wine opener, a decanter is recommended but not necessary, and some crackers for in between the wines. So let's get started. As you can see here, I have 4 bottles already opened. You want to give enough time for the wine to breathe before serving. If you don't have enough time to let the wine breathe before you serve it, a decanter is a really useful tool for aerating your wine. Let's go over the 5 S's of tasting wine: sight, swirl, sniff, sip, and savor. Hold your wine glass by the stem, not the cup. The first thing you're going to notice is the color and clarity of the wine. If the wine is a garnet, it's a younger wine. If it's a more mature wine, it'll be closer to a brick color. Then we're going to swirl the wine, which is a very important part. When you're swirling wine, you're volatilizing the esters to open up the wine to different notes. After swirling the wine, it's important to sniff. The Riedel glass is perfect for this because of the shape. The shape is going to direct all those good smells to your nose. With each of these wines, you're going to get different notes like blackberry, tobacco, dark chocolate, rose, meats, or stewed fruits. Next comes sip. Make sure to take small sips and really let it sit in your mouth for a few seconds. You're going to taste either sweet, sour, bitter, or a combination. The tannins in wine are going to taste bitter, which is going to come from the back of your tongue. The front is going to be tasting any sweetness. Take a few little sips and see what you're tasting. And last is savor. You're going to taste the residual flavor after swallowing that sip of wine. We recommend swallowing the wine rather than spitting out the wine because you have taste buds way in the back of your mouth. Savoring the wine is really important because you're going to taste any residual flavors and aroma left over, and this is so important when pairing wine and food. So let's taste some wine. Let's start with our 2017 Outer Coastal Plain Pinot Noir Reserve. This is 100% Pinot Noir, oaked in American oak and French oak for 1 year. As you can see, it's very light in color. Very light. Has a very soft and subtle nose to it. Some fruit, maybe stewed fruit. I'm getting some black cherry, definitely raspberries and a little bit of oak. It's very light and soft and has a very smooth finish. This Pinot Noir pairs well with some grilled chicken, with some crispy herb potatoes, or if you're doing a cheese board, this would be really nice with some smoked aged Gouda and some roasted chickpeas, heavily seasoned. Next, we're gonna try our 2017 Outer Coastal Plain Merlot Reserve. This is 100% New Jersey Merlot, oaked for 17 months. This is very dark in color, very rich color. This smells like a very full-bodied, definitely getting some pepper in there, some oak. It's not a spicy pepper, but instead a crisp vegetable, like a bell pepper with a hint of floral, maybe some violet, and that oak tastes like a grilled meat finish. It'd be great with some meat. I love having this with like a mushroom flatbread with some caramelized onions, a little gorgonzola and arugula. If you're doing a cheese board, a nice French brie or gorgonzola would pair really nicely. Now we're going to move on to our 2015 Outer Coast of Plain Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve. This one would benefit really well by putting it in a decanter, around like so. This is a very complex wine that has a lot of layers. It's 75% Cab Sauv, 20% Petit Verdot, and 5% Cab Franc. It was oaked in French Noir and American oak for 31 months. This looks very dark. This also looks very full-bodied. Definitely more of a brick color. This has a distinct chocolate scent to it. Some dried rose, some floral scent. It's a very sultry smell to it. Definitely chocolate, tobacco flavor. That rose and violet comes through at the end really nicely with that smooth finish from being oaked for 31 months. This is a rich wine. This cab pairs really well with a hearty bolognese topped with some fresh herbs and Parmesan cheese. And if you're doing a cheese board, have an assortment of meats and cheese that would go nicely with this. Maybe a salami, some prosciutto, and aged cheddar. That would also work. And last but not least, our 2015 Outer Coast of Plain Petit Verdot Reserve. This is 75% Petit Verdot, 16% Cab Sauv, and 9% Cab Franc. This was also oaked in American oak and French Noir for 31 months. This is a dark red, also a deep red. This has a distinct mocha scent. Some blackberry, but definitely some mocha. Yeah, this Petit Verdot has a great blackberry and plum taste, along with the mocha, little sage finish. It's very decadent. It would be really nice with a slow roasted leg of lamb with some rosemary and lemon, with some root vegetables, like some sweet potatoes and carrots. I love pairing this with some Asiago and Gruyere, with some figs and honey, with an assortment of nuts for happy hour. I hope you enjoyed the wines. Thanks for watching.